So the other day I was studying the life of Abraham, and I met something very interesting when Sarah gave her servant, her slave girl, Hagar, to Abraham so that Abraham can sleep with her, and then they can be able to get a child. And Abraham goes to Hagar's tent, and yet, and then later we get to know that Hagar gets pregnant. Hagar conceives and is pregnant. Then the Bible tells us that Hagar began to look with disdain upon Sarah. Hagar began to despise Sarah because she had found out that she was pregnant. And Sarah goes to complain to Abraham about what Hagar was doing, and Abraham says, Hagar is your servant. Do to her whatever you please. And then Hagar was mistreated by Sarah, and that's how later she fled. She went away, but God sent an angel and told her to come back to Abraham. And she returned, later gave birth to Ishmael. But the one lesson that I picked from that particular story is that, please, whatever blessing that God has given you, please do not despise people. So Hagar forgot her place, her position, that she was just a mere servant. She was a slave. But then when she got something that Sarah did not get, she started despising her own mistress. She started despising Sarah. And where did that land her into? It landed her into troubles. And this made me understand something in our communities and in society, that many times we begin to look with disdain upon people who do not possess things that we possess, who have not received the same blessing that God has given us. Because someone does not have a child, and for you have, you begin to despise the one who does not have a child. Because someone is not married and you're married, you begin to despise and look down on people. And yet, before you received the blessing that you received, you were such a sweet person, a loving person, a respectful person. But then God brought a blessing upon your life, and immediately you have changed. We have seen people who were very good people, who were so kind-hearted and so loving, so compassionate and full of respect for humanity. But once a blessing came upon their path, upon their life, they changed. They became the most arrogant, the most abusive, the most selfish, disrespectful human beings in society because of the blessing that God has given. I don't know if many of you have seen such things happening in your different communities and societies. Someone has been lacking something, and because of that, they have been very sweet people, very humans. And then God gave them a certain blessing. They received something that others don't have, and they began to look with disdain. They began to become arrogant, prideful, boastful, and all kinds of wickedness started showing up in their different characters. Now, the problem with this kind of thing is that Hagar gave birth, and she gave birth to Ishmael. When Sarah was when Hagar was despising Sarah because she was pregnant with Ishmael, she did not know that the very woman she was despising would give birth to Isaac. And in the order of selection, the one who was chosen. Isaac was chosen. Isaac was the chosen son of the covenant, the Abrahamic covenant. This means that, you may despise someone today because God has blessed you with something that that person doesn't have, not knowing that God is going to bless the person you're despising with something superior. Maybe you are despising people because someone has no job, not knowing that in future someone can get a job that is way superior to yours. We must learn to become humble, especially when God has blessed us with things that other people do not have. Do not have. This is the lesson I learned from Hagar and Sarah, that drama that was between them. Don't despise people because you carry Ishmael. The person you are despising may carry Isaac tomorrow. May carry Isaac tomorrow. And the Bible says that Abraham willed everything he had to Isaac. To Isaac. You may despise someone who is going to be your master tomorrow. So we don't know, because we don't know tomorrow. And we don't know how, okay, we know how God lifts people, how God changes people's destinies. We know it. And because of that, we must learn humility, we must learn respect, we must learn character.